Now to the air quality alerts for millions tonight across this country, from Nebraska to the Northeast, all the way down to Florida. We've already seen the smoke from the Canadian wildfires obscuring the skies over Kansas City, Missouri, now several other states. That smoke now moving east. And combine that tonight with a 2,000-mile wide cloud of Saharan dust now hitting the U.S. as well. Millions of Americans now under air quality alert. So let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Lee Goldberg from WABC here in New York, tracking it all. Hi, Lee.
Hi, David. That wildfire smoke continues to pour into the upper Midwest and compromise air quality. We have air quality alerts that go from Nebraska into Wisconsin and Michigan tonight. It'll be thickest tonight. We also have dangerous pollution in the east from Philly to New York to Hartford, not related to the smoke. Let's time this. So for tonight, the dense smoke over parts of Iowa and into parts of Wisconsin, hazy skies to the east. You go into tomorrow and the smoke is definitely thinner, but it could be a smoky day from Omaha all the way to Chicago. Unhealthy air quality all the way to the East Coast. From smoke to dust, Saharan dust at its thickest tonight over the Florida Peninsula. Some breaks could give a colorful sunset. Otherwise, this is not unusual and not impacting air quality. This will thin out over coming days. And in terms of storms west of the Mississippi, it's flood watches across parts of Missouri and into the southwest. Lots to talk about. David?
All right, Lee Goldberg back with us here tonight. Lee, thank you as always. We turn now to the other developing story tonight, the urgent manhunt widening at this hour for a father accused in the horrific murders of his 3 young daughters. Authorities say he once served in the military, that he's trained. They believe he's dangerous. He was allowed visitation with his daughters, but not overnights. And now a horrific tragedy for that family. Here's Kana Whitworth.
Tonight, federal, state, and local authorities in Washington searching the wilderness for Travis Decker, who they say killed his 3 young daughters during a court-approved visitation. Decker, according to authorities, is former military with extensive training.
We will not rest until Travis is located.
On Friday, their mother, Whitney, reported 5-year-old Olivia, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 9-year-old Peyton missing after they didn't return from a planned visitation with Decker, who, according to court documents obtained by ABC News affiliate Como, was not authorized to have overnight visits with the girls and was experiencing mental health issues. But authorities say there had been no prior issues with visitation.
There were reported concerns of Travis being homeless and financially stressed recently. Whitney was clear that during the exchanges that had occurred in the past, that Travis was very communicative with her in any deviations from the parenting plan.
On Monday, a deputy found Decker's white GMC Sierra with 2 bloody handprints on the back near a campground in Leavenworth, Washington. The girls' bodies found down an embankment. They appeared to have been asphyxiated. All 3 girls attended Lincoln Elementary School in Wenatchee. The entire community coming out to pay their respects. Classmates writing messages in colored markers, trying to process the unthinkable.
And David, tonight authorities warn that Decker could be anywhere, and they say he should be considered dangerous. David?
Our thoughts are with that mother, that extended family, and that whole community tonight. Kana Whitworth, thank you. Tonight there's news of an arrest at JFK Airport here in New York City, a new arrest after the deadly bombing at a fertility clinic in Palm Springs. Now, this new suspect is accused of sending the suspect who bombed the clinic 180 pounds of ammonium nitrate. Tonight here we have the new video of the moment of that blast, the image, and of course the sound right there from inside the clinic. A 25-year-old drove his car to that clinic and detonated the car bomb right in the parking lot. Pierre Thomas tonight with the arrest at JFK Airport.
Tonight, stunning new video from inside the building at the moment that powerful bomb nearly destroyed that California fertility clinic. As the FBI says, the suspect killed in the blast had an accomplice. Daniel Park is accused of helping Guy Bartkus, who died in the explosion, to develop an ammonium nitrate car bomb, similar in design to that used in the Oklahoma City terror attack in 1995. The FBI claims that Park sent Bartkus more than 180 pounds of ammonium nitrate and that the two experimented on the device in his garage in mid-January.
We believe that Park had knowledge of how to create an amphibomb ammonium nitrate fuel oil bomb.
Park was arrested at JFK International Airport Tuesday after being deported from Poland, where he had been detained at the request of the DOJ. Authorities say he fled the U.S. to Warsaw 2 days after that Palm Springs bombing, which left a debris field of more than 250 yards in diameter. You can hear the power of the explosion that also injured 4 in that exclusive new video obtained by our station KABC.
David, it shows just how brave the first responders were as they rushed in to save those embryos.
The FBI claims the two men targeted the clinic because they want the human race to become extinct. The FBI is calling them so-called nihilist extremists. David?
Pierre Thomas in Washington. Pierre, thank you. Tonight, President Trump's call with Vladimir Putin today. The president now saying Putin says he will retaliate against Ukraine. Tonight, stunning new images after Ukraine's drone mission, those drones lifting up out of containers, flying to military sites deep inside Russia, setting those military jets on fire. Tonight here, what Putin is now warning. And now we learn that Pope Leo has talked with Putin too. Martha Raddatz from Poland.
Tonight, dramatic new video showing Ukraine's brazen drone attack, setting some of Russia's most valuable warplanes on fire. Those drones smuggled deep inside Russia. Video showing one of them lifting out of its container, heading to its target. Vladimir Putin, according to President Trump, vowing retaliation after a 1-hour phone call between the leaders. President Trump posting, Putin did say, and very strongly, that he will have to respond to the recent attack, and acknowledging it was not a conversation that will lead to immediate peace. The Ukrainians sent a swarm of more than 100 drones descending on multiple airfields, crippling Moscow's nuclear-capable warplanes, setting them ablaze. New satellite images showing the destruction. Tonight, a U.S. official telling ABC News Ukraine destroyed at least 10 of the 20 Russian warplanes it targeted. That's less than half of the 41 aircraft Ukraine claims it blew up. And just 24 hours ago, Ukraine with this underwater attack, bombing the only bridge connecting Russia to occupied Crimea. And David, President Trump wasn't the only leader to speak with Putin today. The Vatican announcing tonight that Pope Leo also had a telephone call with Putin, appealing to the Russian leader to seek solutions and gestures to achieve peace, emphasizing the importance of dialogue. David?
All right, Martha Raddatz from Poland tonight. Martha, thank you as always. Meantime, back here in the U.S., chilling testimony tonight in the trial of Sean Diddy Combs. A witness describing the moment she says Sean Combs dangled her over a balcony from the 17th floor. Aaron Katersky was in the courthouse.
Tonight, harrowing testimony of fear and danger at the trial of Sean Combs, where a friend of his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura told the jury Combs once dangled her over a 17-story balcony. Designer Brianna Bongolan joining the chorus of witnesses testifying that Combs was violent. He concedes he could be, but denies it was part of any sex trafficking or racketeering. In 2016, Bongolan said she was sleeping at Ventura's apartment when she woke to Combs shouting and banging on the door. On the balcony, she testified Combs lifted me and then had me on top of the rail. For a split second, she said, I was thinking I was going to fall. She claimed Combs pulled her over the rail and threw her onto furniture. I had a bruise on the back of my leg and back and neck pain, Bongolan testified. I had night terrors, paranoia, and I scream in my sleep sometimes. Another time, Bongolan testified Combs came up really close to my face and said something like, I'm the devil and I could kill you. Combs denies the claims, and the defense tried to hammer inconsistencies between Bongolan's testimony and her 2024 civil lawsuit. And Bongolan admitted on cross-examination she and Cassie Ventura had a drug problem. Bongolan will return here tomorrow, David, for more cross-examination before another alleged victim testifies Sean Combs subjected her to unwanted sex. David?
Aaron Katersky at the courthouse. Aaron, thank you. Now to Boston and to the Karen Reed murder trial. Tonight here, you will see the grainy images of Karen Reed and her Boston police officer boyfriend. Her defense team says as a loving couple at a bar, just an hour before prosecutors say he was struck by Karen Reed's SUV. Matt Gutman on the trial again tonight.
Today, the jury's seeing Karen Reed and her Boston police officer boyfriend John O'Keefe as a loving couple. Less than an hour before, prosecutors allege a drunk and angry Reed rammed O'Keefe with her SUV, killing him.
Stop. What do you see?
So I see John giving Karen a kiss on the forehead.
The defense showing this grainy footage from a bar as a friend who was there described that touching moment.
It just stood out to me. I was like, wow, that's the sweetest thing I've ever seen.
The defense also working to undercut the prosecution's theory that O'Keefe's body was lying on the edge of this lawn by about 12:30 that morning when Reed allegedly hit him.
The defense calls Brian Loughran.
Snowplow operator Brian Loughran testifying that he cleared the road twice early that morning when there was only a couple of inches of snow on the ground.
When all of those lights are on, how bright is it in front of your truck?
extremely bright, almost as if I had a spotlight.
But he did not see John O'Keefe.
How much of the front lawn of 34 Fairview could you see?
I could see all the way to the front door.
Did you see a 6'1", 216-pound man lying on that lawn?
No.
And David, that testimony is critical for the defense because it bolsters their theory that John O'Keefe was attacked inside that house that night by partygoers, then dragged out onto the lawn hours after Karen Reed had dropped him off there. David.
Matt Gutman on the trial again tonight. Thanks, Matt. Tonight, a federal judge has blocked the deportation of the family of the suspect in the Boulder, Colorado attack. The order came just as ICE announced it was preparing to deport Mohammed Solomon's wife and 5 children. Court records show the family filed to have a hearing in their case. A judge now setting that hearing for June 13th. The father is due in court tomorrow, charged with a federal hate crime and 16 counts of attempted murder after the attack in Boulder. When we come back tonight, there's been a deadly crane collapse. Construction workers have been killed. The images coming in now. Also, former First Lady Michelle Obama on her oldest daughter's decision to drop her last name. The baby eagles tonight, so many asking, would the older sister have come back to the nest, and has the other eagle taken flight? We've got a big update for you. You'll see it. And at this hour, the U.S. Coast Guard, look at this, on the scene of a cargo ship fire burning off the U.S. coast. This ship is carrying thousands of vehicles, and we'll have more here in a moment. Tonight, the U.S. Coast Guard on the scene of a cargo ship fire burning 300 miles off the coast of Alaska. The 600-foot ship carrying thousands of vehicles, including 800 electric vehicles from China to Mexico. The Coast Guard receiving a distress call last night. All 22 crew members are now off the ship. Tonight, a deadly crane collapse in Brevard County, Florida. Authorities say 2 construction workers were killed when the crane came down at the site of a new hospital on Merritt Island. OSHA investigators calling it weather-related. The National Weather Service tonight confirming 50-mile-per-hour winds at the time of the collapse. When we come back tonight, all eyes on that eagle's nest, the first sister taking flight, that big question, would she ever come back? And the big update tonight. And now, of course, the new question about the other sister. We'll take you to the nest. To the Index, former First Lady Michelle Obama tonight standing behind her oldest daughter's decision to drop her last name. Malia Obama, now beginning a film career, has decided to go by the name Malia Ann, using her middle name. That's how it appears in the credits of a short film she wrote and directed. Mrs. Obama tonight saying, "It's very important for my kids to feel like they've earned what they're getting in the world," adding they want to be their own people. When we come back here tonight, those baby eagles, tens of thousands watching that nest live. Quite an update tonight. Would they ever be together again? Finally tonight here, America Strong. The baby eagles being watched by millions. One question answered, but one remains. Tonight, we promise to stay on it. The family of bald eagles in Southern California's San Bernardino Mountains. So many watching that nest cam online, seeing them hatch and grow before our eyes. The baby eaglets, sisters named Sunny and Gizmo, now as big as their parents. The nonprofit Friends of Big Bear Valley keeping us informed. Little sister Gizmo first out on that branch, flapping her wings. We remember her hovering there for just over 3 seconds, but then deciding not to fly. And then Monday, Sunny, who is 90 days old, leaving the nest. So many asking, would that older sister ever come back? And scientists warned it's possible she wouldn't. But tonight, look at this. 24 hours after she flew the coop, Sunny returned. The very next morning, right there in the branches above her little sister. Just a few hours later, Mom and Dad and little sister Gizmo together eating a fish, when from another camera you can see the older sister, Sunny, fly in again. The family looking up at her, and then Sunny flying down, joining her family for that meal. All 4 back together. And of course tonight, all eyes remain on that little sister, waiting for her to take flight. Well, the big sister came back, perhaps rooting on the little sister next. I'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.